Yo, yo. How's everyone doing? That's nice. A little agua. Just got back from the gym. Push day. Let's go. What's up, Adrian? Welcome, bro. Rover, what's up? Phil, Griff, Rushi. This guy's name's YouTube Crypto. Lincoln, what's up, bro? Joshua. CB, what's up? Jaden, fuck you, buddy. Ruben, what's up? I'm good, Phil. Cody, what's up? Dude, Nick Chubbs, that fucking injury looks horrific. Praying he's okay. That looked gnarly. I know I'm streaming during Monday Night Football. It's not ideal, but had to get the stream out today. Next week's stream I'll do earlier on Monday. I just had a bit of a busy day. Annihilator, what's up from Houston, bro? What up? Adamitron, Jonald Cruz, Glitch Trader, T-Mac, Brendan, what's up, bro? Poppycock, what's up, bro? Plain Zero, what's up, G? Over on Twitch. Cool. All right, guys. So we're back for another Markets with Mayne stream. What's up, Matthias, Mari, Senpai? What's up, bro? We're back. Another Markets with Mayne stream. What's up, Richie? Yeah, so had a nice, relaxing weekend. A little getaway with my girl up at Whistler. Stayed at the Fairmont, a little wine and dine. Took the pooch out for some hikes on some trails, swimming in the lake. Spa, golf, really nice. Did a really good job not being on Twitter too much. And it looks like I came back to a dumpster fire. We got Romano going after Ansem and Ansem going after Romano, and then, people calling each other out and backing up other people. And it just kind of resonates with my whole rant that I had last week's stream that the editor clipped and we uploaded later in the week. About just trying to ignore that negativity. Like, it can be fun, right? Seeing the back and forth on Twitter. You're looking at this shit and you're like, oh fuck, like this guy said this and then he dunked on this guy and then he fucking brought up the receipts on this tweet and that tweet. But like, is any of that making you money? No. In fact, if you're engaging with that shit, you're making that person make money. Because you're giving them those sweet Elon bucks, right? So none of that shit is doing anything positive for you. It's not making you any money, and it's just bad for your mental headspace. Like, if you notice in life, right, when you're around negative people and negativity, it doesn't make you feel good, even if it has nothing to do with you. It doesn't help. And then if it does have to do with you, right? Like, it fucks up the rest of your shit. Like, if you're in a something I always like to compare people to or give an example of, make a comparison. So like, when you're like going out with the boys, right? And there's nights where you tell yourself, I don't really feel it tonight. Like, I'm not really feeling going out. But then you do anyways. But then the entire night, you're like, I'm not really feeling this. I'm tired. Not getting drunk, and you just end up having a shit night. Well, you just talked yourself into that shitty night, right? Whereas the nights where you're just hyped and you're like, let's go, it's going to be a great night. Even if you don't do anything crazy, you have an amazing time. Your mindset drives so much of the quality of your life. I have a tattoo on the back of my arm here from Marcus Aurelius, right? That says the quality of a man's life is dependent on the quality of his thoughts, right? And that's so true. It's how I try and live my life. It's amazing how powerful your mind is, the things you say, the things you think about, the environments that you put yourself in, and how it affects your day to day, right? And I'm sure you can think of 1,000 different examples in your life where you went into something or had a negative attitude and you got a negative result. So, like I said last week, I won't re-go into the whole rant, but none of this shit, none of this fighting between influencers, it's not going to help you make any money. It's not going to help you make any money. And if you're on Twitter trying to learn how to trade, trying to improve, trying to make some money, the last thing you need to do is be paying attention to any of that noise, okay? Just block all that shit out. Trust me. I'm not picking sides. I'm not telling you what way to think. I'm just saying that's my opinion. Just ignore it all, okay? So let's get into things that could potentially make you some money. We'll talk about the charts here. I want to touch on the Binance situation a little bit because I do think it is super critical kind of to discuss what's going on. And I've got some information from some sources that I trust about the situation. So I'll share that with you. But obviously, real quick, shout out to Prime XBT, sponsors of these streams. They've been sponsoring your boy here for over 2 years now. So if you like these streams, you want to support me, one of the most direct ways to do that, obviously I have the Haven. You can buy my friend tech, but one of the easiest ways to do is just trade using my ref link on Prime XBT. Show them that you're appreciating me and that their sponsorship is going to something valuable. Use the link in the description, use code Mayne50, throw some money on there, take some trades. So shout out to the Prime XBT team. Thank you so much for sponsoring these videos as always. Now, let's start, before I get into the charts, let's start with the Binance shit. So I think one of the things that people are missing, right? They're saying, oh, it's just Binance US. Like Ardrew in Twitch it's just Binance US, right? They are one in the same, in my opinion, right? Like if Binance US gets fucked, I don't see Binance getting out of this unscathed. I'm hearing from some sources that the DOJ is looking to slap down on CZ with a massive fine, like a few $1 billion, $3, $4, $5 billion. And then they're going to ask him to step down as CEO. Now that is one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is, are they commingling funds? Are customer assets backed one-to-one? So unlike FTX, which did a really shitty job of this make to market, backing of assets, obviously some crazy level of fraud with trying to fill that Alameda hole and the basically secret pass through between the two companies. It's visible on the blockchain that Binance has the money, right? They've got tens and tens of billions of dollars verifiably in hot wallets that they control. The question is, are these funds commingled, right? So are they commingling Binance US and Binance International funds? Because if they are, then it's no longer just a Binance US problem. It's a problem for all of Binance, right? Are they commingling funds? Are the assets actually backed one-to-one? So do I think Binance is insolvent? Personally, no. But I also didn't think FTX was insolvent. And I was very wrong to the tune of a whole lot of fucking money for me. Okay? So if you have, and now you're going to see a lot of shit online about this, right? You're going to see people like, you got Adam Cochran posting threads. You got other people saying, hey, I'm having trouble withdrawing money. The thing is no one really knows until we fucking know, right? Like everything is speculation until it's not. But what you don't want to do is be caught like me with FTX. So if I can speak from experience here, if I had listened to the warning signs and said, hey, there's smoke, maybe there's fire, and I just withdrew my money, I would still have all of my money. I'd be a lot richer than I am now. I've made back a good chunk of my money, but I lost a ton of money. Significant portion of my crypto on FTX, and it sucked. And in hindsight, I wish I would have just heeded the advice, because even if they weren't insolvent, I could have just deposited it back, right? So if I would have taken my money off, turns out FTX was fine, I could have just put the money back. So if you have a ton of crypto on Binance, I don't see the risk in taking it off until this gets solved. And whether Binance comes out of this unscathed or not, the end result is the most important thing is your money. And if for some reason things go south and all of a sudden you can't withdraw, not your keys, not your coins. Who knows if I'm going to get my FTX money back? I'll file a claim. Maybe I'll get some back. I don't know. 50 cents on the dollar, 30 cents. I don't know. Right. But if you have the ability to get your money off there until things blow over, I don't know why you wouldn't take that. Seems like the smart, logical, safe thing to do. And if everything ends up being fine, shove your money back in there and continue gambling, right? So that's just my non-financial advice, but someone who got fucked by FTX, speaking from experience, that if I could go back, when I heard the rumblings of things not being so good, I wish I would have just taken my money off of there and then waited and seed. But here we are. So that's enough of that. Let's get into the charts here. So we'll start with Bitcoin here. We had a bit of a breakout here to the upside, and then a pretty strong rejection here. So looking at the 12-hour chart, which you guys know is kind of my preferred time frame to do analysis, it looks like it's made a high here, right? And now it's just retesting. So the bullish argument, right, is that this is, the breakout here. And now we're just retesting kind of this level. And we can continue up and then continue higher. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted some big thread while we were down here about kind of my bull case for Bitcoin here to go to, 30 plus K. So I'll kind of explain that here quickly if you didn't see that thread. Okay. But basically, the argument was simple, right? We have high time frame demand here, okay? In terms of the monthly chart and in terms of the weekly chart, we got high time frame demand here. And basically, we're failing to sell into the level, right? We're selling into it, but we're getting bought up. And now we have a pretty nice looking bullish weekly candle that closed last week. Remember, I talked about this. It swept the last 3 weeks lows and it pushed up. So the argument is very simple. Okay, this is support. There's a big sweep here on the monthly, on the weekly. There's clearly demand here. And the argument is let's make a move up into here, right? So this is support. And to me, the invalidation on this trade was very simple, right? As long as we're above there, like if this is going to go up, that's the low. Like if we're going to here, okay, or at least to here, this is the low, in my opinion. So the thesis for that argument was very simple. It should not go lower than there if this thing is going to trade way higher. That should have been the run on the last 3 weeks lows. We got the demand and it should go up from here and it shouldn't come back down here and give bulls another chance to load up, right? So what I want to see now for this thesis to continue is the bulls to push this up relatively quickly. If we diddle around here and go sideways, I like it a lot less. If we start struggling at resistance, I like it a lot less, okay? But that's the basic thesis for that bullish argument. The other parts of the thesis, right, where we have SPX here, very close to all-time highs, potentially finding some support here. We have NQ, again, very close to all-time highs, potentially finding support here, but this is in resistance. So I said it needs to get above here, right? Same with SPX. It needs to get above this resistance if I'm going to have confidence that it's going to go higher. The other piece of the puzzle that needed to line up was the dollar. The dollar, basically, we nailed the low here, the bounce right to the range high. Now we need to see dollar reject, right? Like if Bitcoin is going to go up to 32, 33K plus, we need to see dollar mean revert back within this big range here. Okay, we need to see dollar mean revert because if dollar breaks out to the upside here, I think it goes all the way up to here. And if it goes all the way up to there, I do not think Bitcoin is going to be trading at 30K. I think it's much more likely that Bitcoin is trading at 20K if the dollar has that kind of breakout. And if the dollar has this kind of breakout, I would suspect that equities are pulling back and they're making lower highs as opposed to breaking out. So lower highs here as opposed to breaking out. So those are the things that need to happen from a technical perspective for that tweet that I put out to be in play. From a narrative perspective, ideally, you would like to see Binance issue get resolved positively or already be priced in. So even if it's negative, price doesn't nuke on that. And then hopefully maybe some bullish ETF headwinds continuing with Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin dominance looking really good, right? And saying, okay, part of this reasoning for why things might go up here is we have this big retest on Bitcoin dominance. Maybe this is going to push up. It'll be a Bitcoin-led rally. Things are going to continue higher, right? So those are the things that I think need to occur for this rally to continue. Now, if we're starting to look at where we're at right now, remember we had the 12-hour breaker here, right? So this was the breaker that took out those lows. I talked about the retest and I talked about a push to 27.5. And in that tweet thread, I explained this. We were right here. And I said, hey, I want to see us push up to here. And this is our first trouble area. This is the area that price needs to clear for there to be serious momentum to the upside. So I think if we can get above this, right, then we're looking pretty positive to trade much higher up into here. And then potentially as high as I was talking about on the weekly chart there. But for now, this remains that key area of resistance. So when you saw that pump happen today, I had this level marked out for you guys. You don't want to chase that pump into resistance. That's how you get fucking trapped like this, right? So you can see on all of these moves, tons of shorts get liquidated, tons of long open interest gets liquidated. So there's people trying to chase these moves. You're much better off trying to wait for a dip, right? So if we're bullish here, we're getting a rejection at resistance. Well, what do we have here? We have a bunch of lows here that are untouched. So if you want a long, to me, a much better long is for some of these lows to get ran and then a move up, right? As opposed to trying to long the breakout right into resistance. Either that or you wait for us to get above here. And then I think that's your breakout long that you take. But for now, resistance is acting as resistance. But looking at the daily candle, we have a big sweep to the upside here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come and maybe take this daily low out or some of these daily lows and retest this level that I had mentioned. Now, for me, any sort of bullishness for much higher prices is completely invalidated if we start trading below here. We start trading below here, 25,750. I think we are going to shit the bed, right? So the reason I'm okay being cautiously bullish, or at least looking for the bulls to continue to push things higher, is because the downside here, if we start trading below here, I think we trade all the way down to fucking here. And I'll be able to try and get a short, or at least I won't be exposed for this massive drop, because we're talking 10+% to the downside. Okay? So that's kind of my thesis, high time frame for why I think Bitcoin can go much higher, but the bulls need to make it happen relatively quickly. If we start dicking around below resistance here, if we're starting to fail to break out, if we have a bunch of rejections like we're seeing right here, then I think that thesis is null and void, and I think the likelihood of trading sub 20K increases exponentially. So from a day trading perspective, I would be looking for low time frame signs of accumulation. So that is going to occur either at this level that we are basically trading at right now or below some of these lows. So I want to see a move down below some of these lows, and I want to see that move get bought up quickly, and I want to see a low time frame accumulation. What is that? Something like this, right? That pattern I always draw. I want to see a low. Here's all your lows. I want to see a low get taken out, and then I want to see the high that pushed us below the low. Then this is the high. I want to see that get taken out. That's the signs to me that this is a liquidity run and this is likely a trend shift. Okay? Why did I choose that level? Because it's this 12-hour swing low and it's the middle of this breaker. I don't think we should get back below this breaker if we're going higher. It's basically the EQ of the breaker. We have a 12-hour low there. Worst case scenario is this is a sweep. Like we go all the way down here and we sweep. But if we start closing back through this breaker, I think it's toast and it goes much lower. Okay? So that is kind of my basic premise for the high time frame that I've explained. And then all the technical reasons, including other markets for that. And then from a day trading perspective, I'm just watching these lows here. Let's see if any of these lows get ripped, and then they give us an opportunity to get long from a bullish reaction. Okay. Slightly concerning daily candle right into resistance, big SFP. What would make me think that this is not going to go back up? We have a sweep here. If we get a close below this old daily low, I like the likelihood of us going up, I think, is a lot less. It decreases massively for me. So this sweep, I'm not saying that we aren't going to dump off this sweep. We absolutely can. But if you get this sweep and then a market structure break to the downside, that starts to look very ugly. But if we just have a sweep here and then we're going to maybe sweep down here, maybe that's not so bad. So we'll have to see. Kind of an ugly looking daily candle into resistance. But I'm going to give the bulls a chance to make a move higher before just assuming that, this was it, that was the top, and we're fucking cooked. I don't like that daily candle, and I'm still very cautious for the bulls because I definitely think that based on how high the stock market traded and things like that Bitcoin should have been higher by now. But I'm giving them a chance. Let's see what happens. We have some very clear levels where we can look for action around, and we're just going to kind of see what happens, right? So from an even lower time frame perspective here, throw on Monday's range here. There's Monday's low, that low that I had marked on the daily right there. And here's Monday's high, right? So if we get some sort of sweep of Monday's low and then a reclaim, that's a long I'm taking all day, and I will take that into Monday's high. Conversely, if we sweep Monday's high and break back in, that's a short I will take all day, and I'll take that down to Monday's low. And if this happens, I think it ends up trading way fucking lower anyways. Okay? So that's kind of my high time frame right down to the hourly game plan here. The hourly game plan, very simple. We're looking at Monday's low and maybe some of these lows to the left of it. But Monday's low and a sweep and a reclaim, that would be an intraday, like take the long tonight, tomorrow, close it in a couple days from now, or even the same day, depending. That would be what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Okay? Any questions there? What's up, Massage Gun New Zealand? Bro, we're lucky we get back 10 cents on the dollar. I don't know about that, Drew, because I've got companies, like there's firms that buy debt, bankruptcy debt. And I've been reached out to by a bunch of them offering to buy my claim, my bankruptcy claim, for like 20, 30 cents on the dollar. So that tells me that these firms obviously believe we're going to get back more than that, or why would they be offering that much money if they're going to lose money on that? Telling people to do this is going to make them not fine. I don't know what that means. What's up, Cliff? FTX have $7 billion, so I guess more than 50%. Let's hope. You're assuming that all goes to the retail people. And whatever assets they have are actually going to be worth $7 billion when they actually get to sell it. Any particular reason why BTC is so weak at the moment? I mean, the whole market is kind of lacking volume, right? So, there's a lot better things to do than trade fucking crypto right now. Like, unless you're trading like the cartel Ponzi coins and things like that, like trading Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically has been super duper fucking slow lately. I'm still stuck on KYC. Mine took like almost an entire month. So hopefully that gives you some hope there, brother. What's up, Treeborn Frog? Senpai says they use the same bank as Binance US like FTX did. Kind of sus. Quoting, Binance had secret access to Silvergate bank account of US partner Binance US company. message. Anyways, best to withdraw. Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry is exactly what I'm saying. Yo, Mayne, still accepting applications for what? Trying to be my girlfriend, bro? Trying to be my girlfriend, bro? Have you been seeing the moves on the cartel coins? Yeah, dude. Like, this is one of them, right? TRB? Was this one of them? But like, there's been some like fucking crazy. What was the other one? It was something DFW, DMW, DFW. Was this it? No, that can't be it. It was the guy with like the pube beard. Why do you guys keep giving these fucking dudes with pube beards money? God damn it. But yeah, there's been some crazy DWF. Is this it? Is there no? Okay, they're not on TradingView, I guess. BLZ. Yeah, I mean, this is like, is this gonna break out? Like, potentially. Looks like it's just busting. Like, this is probably a big bear div here that's just busted to the upside. Perp. I mean, that is a talk about a fucking pump and dump, eh? Jesus Christ. I would not want to be the person who's holding in this spike. What do you use for taxes? I'm from Saskatoon and curious. I haven't claimed in a couple years. I would find a really, really good accountant and fucking use them. If you want a recommendation, if you DM me, I can give you one. FLM. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, yeah, shitty bobitty. So the thing is with alts, like, yeah, there's these pump and dumps going on, right? There's these things that are rallying like crazy and then fully retracing. And if you're playing these and that's your game and you're catching these volatile moves, by all means, like, more power to you. I think the best case scenario for the market right now is a Bitcoin-led rally because we have the bullish Bitcoin ETF narrative and we have the chart kind of setting up. We have halving in less than a year. And Bitcoin dominance, looking how it looks, I think a Bitcoin-led rally, which then trickles down into your high caps, your mid caps, your low caps, etc., it's probably the best case scenario for the market over altcoins. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing these coins and making money, I mean, I'm not going to fucking stop you. But I would much prefer if the rally was, fucking led by Bitcoin as opposed to, led by some fucking altcoins. IOTA looking like it's finding support and it's also a good project. I disagree. What makes this a good project? Look at this monthly chart. Tell me honestly, what makes this a good project? What are they doing that is going to take this from 14 cents back to over $2.70? Because this coin has been around for a long ass time. Like, let's look at it on Bitfinex. Okay. This is the 2017 bull market. Here's your 2020 bull market. It got to half as high. If I had a gun to my head in the next bull market, it probably does this, right? Like, it's not going to get back to here. It's probably never going to get back to here. What are they doing, in the last, how long has it been? They've been in the market. They've been around for 6 years. What are they doing that's all of a sudden going to make this thing good? Have they delivered anything? You know what I mean? Like, these old altcoins, dude, they're dinos. Like, they're not going to outperform the new shit. I'd be willing to make a bet that this thing does not outperform Ethereum. Right? Like, no chance. Sol, yeah, Sol's interesting. I don't know. Like, people use it. and I do think there is an opportunity for Sol to go on another rally. Will it get as high as its previous all-time high? Look at IOTA, right? Look at, this is a coin from a previous cycle, right? Previous cycle never did as well as that first cycle. So if you use that same logic, is Solana gonna, maybe Solana goes crazy, but what if it only goes up to here? Still a great return, but nowhere near the previous all-time high. Could be different, obviously. From a high time frame perspective, I don't hate the Solana chart. I don't like that monthly candle there, but I like that we swept the low here, right? And we're consolidating. So it looks better. Like, this looks way better than IOTA, just from a TA perspective. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see with Solana. Do you watch NFL football? Yeah, I do. Look at their partnerships. What the fuck do their partnerships have to do with anything? Who fucking cares? Why is it at 14 cents when it used to be at $2? All right, I gotta hide this user's messages. Sorry, guys. Hi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, again, this is just like the perp chart. Very similar. RDNT, 12% in a 1 minute candle. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. Be nice if you were in it, but don't lose sight of the bigger picture, right? Still in a very big downtrend, needs to flip market structure here, right? Like, this thing's going to go up. You want it to get above this level where it's struggling right now. You want to see it get above here, hold above there. How do you feel about BTC dominance? I think that this is a super key retest here, right? If we're gonna have a big rally, this needs to make a new high. Big breakout. Now it's got to continue. Yeah, like the ultimate bag holder cope. They're building. Look at their partnerships. You know, like, tell me you're holding from way higher without telling me you're holding from way higher. You know what I mean? Any new calls of 1000x shitcoins? You're the shitcoin god now. I mean, dude, I wish I fucking was the shitcoin god by buying the fucking things that I chart. That would be fucking cool. I haven't looked at my shitcoin summer stream for a while. Because fucking whatchamacallit, yeah, none of these are looking very good. This one looked okay. No. Yeah, because fucking SDEX didn't renew their SmartX didn't renew your boy for a new partnership. They didn't renew my contract, man. So if you want the shitcoin summer streams to come back, you got to go spam all the SDEX tweets and say, bring back Trader Mayne. And I'll bring those back. Peep the Atom BTC weekly chart, okay? What the fuck is this from? I mean, yeah, it's like, how much lower can it go? I guess, like, is that what you're saying? Like, you're saying this is potentially a reversal? Maybe, right? Like, if I want to get bullish on this fucking coin, it needs to get above there. Get above that level, then I'm interested in it. Mayne, please look at Inge, looking real sweet, high time frame. I mean, it looks a lot better than some of the other coins that have been suggested so far. Like, that's your kind of SR level. Looks like it's finding some support here. Has kind of relatively equal highs here. So this could be okay for sure. I mean, it looks better in a lot of other shit. But again, if Bitcoin nukes, guess what? This thing's going to eat a dick. So keep that in mind. But it looks a lot better than some of the other stuff that's been suggested here. I mean, look at Rune. It's up a lot. I mean, why do you want me to look at a coin that's up a lot? Why not find coins that aren't up a lot yet? How about that? I mean, up a lot relative to what? So since June, it's up 160%. Not terrible. Not terrible. But again, like potential signs of reversal here, but need to see like a breakout here. Because right now it looks like we're kind of just stalling out right here. So this is the level. It's tested once, tested twice, tested 3 times. Break out above this level, it starts to look really good. XRP about to rip on the daily. You guys are funny, man. Maybe. Again, looks better than some other coins, that's for sure. But, you know, what I don't love about the XRP chart is it fully retraced the, bullish SEC news, right? Like it beat the case, fully retraced that entire pump. I would not be surprised if at some point in the future, that we come down and take out these lows is not completely out of the fucking question. I would love to buy XRP below 30 cents. But in terms of a daily trade, looking at the daily chart, maybe, again, right into a key level of resistance right here. So here's the up candle that made the push down. We're now trying to reclaim it. That's positive. Man, this guy just keeps like making new accounts or something. I don't know. Crazy. But for however long it takes him to sign into a new account and start spamming, it takes me like a millisecond to just boot it. All right, Ethereum, right? We're weaker than Bitcoin still, right? So it's kind of just hanging on by a thread here. I would like to see FBTC go up from here, but again, if this rally is going to happen, I want BTC to lead it, and maybe that means that FBTC needs to bleed out more. But we're just in a range here, right? We're going sideways. Consolidating, we're right at the mid-range here of this H12, and we're getting capped there. Get above the mid-range. Bitcoin's trading up here, right, relative to F. So get above the mid-range, then maybe it starts to look interesting again. Based on your experience in the past 3 bear markets, which alts should we be looking to buy? Outperformers for this past few months? The alts that you're going to want to buy for the next bull market probably don't exist yet. Like you're not going to want to look at coins that did well in 2017 and 2020 and assume that they're going to do well in the new bull cycle, right? Because think about it. They've already failed to deliver. 99% of them never delivered the shit they said they were going to when they came out. They also already went up thousands of percents and have massive overhead supply and bag holders, and people like some of the guys in these chats being like, hey, but it's a good project. Look at the partnerships. Like these people are underwater as fuck, right? So keep that in mind. You're going to want to buy the new shit, right? Maybe it doesn't even exist yet. Maybe it's being traded on DEXs. It's not even on centralized exchanges yet. The coins that were the highest performers in the last cycle didn't exist in the previous cycle. Like Solana and things like that, they didn't exist in 2017. So what's to make you think that coins that existed in 2020 are going to outperform everything else? I'm a boomer, though. My portfolio is primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Like 80 to 90% of my portfolio will be Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then the other 10 to 20%, I will sprinkle in shit that is either going to go zero or way higher. Are you saying that my Dragon Chain and Einsteinium aren't going back to all-time highs? I'm not saying that. I would never say that, bro. I would never disrespect your bags like that, brother. What's your handicap, bro? Let's hit the links in Cali, Pebble Beach area, bro. I'm not good enough to play Pebble Beach. I'm a very, very, very beginner golfer. I'm at the level now where some shots I hit really fucking well. Like I'll get a par. I got like a birdie on Sunday, or on Saturday, sorry, like a legit birdie on a par 3. Hit it 170 with my fucking like 7-iron, 1 putt. And then I got a par on the next hole on a par 4, like 270 drive, pitching wedge onto the green, 2 putt. But then the next hole I get like a fucking 10. Only one I like is Soul. Listen, there could be a lot of arguments made for Soul. I'm not deep enough. I don't know how many users are using it. I don't fucking know. But there seems to be a very strong community. But a strong community doesn't necessarily mean it's going back to all-time high, right? Just use the chart and make your analysis based on the chart. Like if you're a maxi of Soul, right? Okay, well, make sure this chart is in an uptrend. Because right now, Sol's getting butt fucked by Ethereum for the last 2 years. 2 years, Sol is getting butt fucked by Ethereum. That's a very strong term. Sol is getting destroyed by Ethereum for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years, Sol has been getting destroyed by Bitcoin, right? So I have no problem with wanting to buy altcoins. But at the very least, you should make sure that your altcoin looks good versus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because if it doesn't, then you're just underperforming those two assets. Right? And I'm not saying that altcoins can't go back up. Coins that did well last time can't go up. They of course can, right? Anything can fucking happen. I'm just saying, use the charts to tell you, because a coin that already existed last cycle, you have data like it versus Bitcoin, that coin versus Ethereum, to determine if it's actually a good coin to hold. Whereas with new coins, we don't know what the fuck it is. They're making promises. There's mania going on. Everything's going crazy. It can go up like nuts on basically nothing, right? On pure hype and momentum. That's a lot harder with something that's got a massive market cap, has been around for a while, has bag holders, has already failed to deliver. So use these charts, right? Like use the charts to your advantage. If you want to buy Sol, make sure that it is outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Are you spot buying BTC and ETH right now? Not this exact moment. I bought a little bit the other day when I made that tweet. Right? That bull case tweet, I bought a little. I bought a bunch down here. I bought more. I bought a ton. Like if you're in my Telegram, I told everyone on this dump, I was in Aspen. I remember specifically because my dog fucking died. I tweeted, I said at 19.5 here, I'm buying a shitload of Bitcoin. So I've done a ton of spot buying already. And I've distributed some of that spot because I did almost a 2x on some of it. But I'm not buying new spot right here, right now. No. Sol is good for a 4, maybe 5x. I mean, I don't know what you're basing that on, but that's an amazing return, right? But like, if you're looking for something that's going to go up 1,000x, the likelihood that Sol's going to do 1,000x again, I don't know, seems a lot less likely. Not my current dog, the dog I had previously, but thank you. Hi, I love your content. Is there any other way to join your Discord than making an account on Prime? Just DM me on Instagram and I'll let you in. Same username as Twitter. Exactly the same as Twitter. Look at the stash right now. It's looking quite majestic, bro. Look at the fucking neck, bro. Look at the fucking neck of the truck, bro. How do I get me a fucking steak deal? Like Gainsey. How do I get me a stake deal like Gainsey? I feel like I would be a really good gambling streamer. I feel like I'm entertaining, and I feel like I have very little control over my emotions when gambling, which makes for fun content. Get me on the phone with Stake. Get me on the phone with Rollbit. Get your boy Mayne one of these big old fucking gambling deals. Why are they throwing money at them? Throw money at me. Come on now. All right, let's look at DXY here real quick. So we broke below this low. So I would like to see the dollar trade down into here before continuing higher. But until we get a break in market structure to the downside from the dollar, I have no reason to assume it's not going to continue higher. Now, we had 9 green weekly candles in a row. This thing is due for a pullback, but I'm not going to try and guess when the top is. This is a steep uptrend, right? But look how steep this uptrend was, right? And it could just keep going and going and going. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to assume that this is just it, but this is due for a correction. But until it starts shifting market structure bearishly on the 12-hour, the daily, heck, even like the 4-hour, like down below this low, I'm not going to assume that the top is in yet. And if this breaks out of this range to the upside, it's going to 107, as high as 110 in my opinion. So if we're wanting Bitcoin to go up, this thing needs to shit the bed. So with the dollar, I have a trade idea that I'm lining up here. I would like to see the dollar trade down to here and then go up. And confluent with that happening, I would like to see euro trade up into this resistance and then sell off. So when dollar comes into its support, right, I want to see euro come into its resistance. I want to see dollar get bought up, and I want to short this and see it sell off. So that's one of the trades that I'm looking at. Speaking of that, I wonder if RLB goes to shit. Listen, Gainsey's a friend of mine, and I know he was huge for Rollbit and their brand and getting them, popular on CT. But Rollbit is making profit like 9 figures, 100 mil plus a year. Gainsey leaving is not going to be the end of Rollbit, in my opinion, and that's no shot at Gainsey. Gainsey's my friend. I just don't see that as being the end of Rollbit because Gainsey is no longer with them. BitBoy was getting $1 million a month. I didn't believe that when I heard it, but then I saw the court documents saying that he was getting $1 million a month, and that's shocking to me because, first of all, BitBoy's a clown. Got kicked out of his own fucking company. BitBoy Crypto got kicked out of BitBoy Crypto's fucking company for having an affair, cheating on his wife, and then fucking like using company funds to do dumb shit, I guess. I don't even know the full details, but that's hilarious. And the fact that they would give him $1 million a month, like, I understand he's one of the biggest crypto accounts. I don't think he should be because verifiably he's pumped and dumped shit. He's scammed. He's like been parts of shitty projects and rugs. He's been paid to advertise shit undisclosed. He's had a Zach XBT thread. But the problem is he's very popular on YouTube, right? He's got 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. But if you look at his YouTube channel, when's the last time you got a video with 100K views, right? Like, his videos get 10 to 20K views, sometimes a little more. But he's got 1.4 million subscribers. I get anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 views with like 1% of that subscribers. So his views to subscriber ratio is shit. So I don't know what made them think that was a good deal. I can't imagine that a lot of people signed up to Stake because of BitBoy. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I don't even need 1 million Stake. If you're listening, I'll take 100K a month. I'll take 10% of that. Okay? I'll take 10% of the BitBoy deal. What do I think of gold? So I had dialed in gold here for two shorts. I thought we were going to trade all the way down to this low, to be honest with you. But this might have been it. We ran this low into demand here. So maybe we aren't going to come down to this low, but we had a nice reaction off of my zone here. So gold, right, it's pushing higher. That being said, the dollar is also potentially still bullish, right? So we see the dollar pull back a little bit. Gold had a big rally here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green 12-hour candles in a row. So it looks bullish right now. I would not buy it here. I would wait for some sort of pullback if this is going to continue higher. But I don't think it's out of the question that, if dollar continues to rip, that this can fall back down and potentially still go down to this low. But for now, this just put in a bullish market structure shift on the 12-hour. Go to the daily, put in a bullish market structure shift on the daily, and it took out a high time frame low into some demand over here, right? Into this fair value gap. From there to there, took out that low. So if you wanted to long gold, I would wait for some sort of retrace, maybe back into this area before getting long. But I'd be watching the dollar as well. Nobody who's been in crypto for a while actually watches BitBoy or gives a shit about what he has to say. I mean, it's the same thing for like a Moon Carl, right? But the thing is, when new people get into crypto, they're not necessarily going to crypto Twitter first and reading a Zach XBT thread because they don't know what the fuck it is, right? They're going on YouTube. They're looking up Bitcoin, crypto, and who's going to be suggested to them? Crypto, BitBoy, fucking Moon Carl. And especially when the mania comes back, these populars are going to get these channels are going to get hot again and get a ton of views again. And the cycle will continue. It's just new churn, new sheep. Oh, this is very nice. I am in Ramen. It says, love you, Mayne. You are the realest I have seen on CT. Thank you for the free alpha day in and out. Thank you, bro. Love you too. How much does Moon Carl make a month? No joke, Moon Carl's probably worth over $100 million. So I don't know how much he's making a month. I heard like crazy numbers during the bull run just off of his ref links. Whether you like the guy or not, you think he's a grifter or not, the guy is fucking like a 9-figure person who's not going anywhere and is viewed as an expert thought leader on crypto. Whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. He's got the fucking bread. Whether he came by it honestly, or at the cost of others is irrelevant because he's got the fucking money. So... Oh shit! I gotta turn the stove on. 1 sec. Let's go. Girlfriend would beat my ass if I forgot to do that. L says, kind of tinfoil hat question. I'm not sure if you're willing to speculate. However, do you have any thoughts on ICT's perma-bearish stance on Bitcoin? ICT doesn't know crypto. When we were and listen, ICT's my main mentor. I have nothing but respect for him. I understand he gets a lot of shit. A lot of people hate on him. Myself and a ton of my friends, and then a ton of you who have learned from me, that's all credit to ICT. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. I got mad respect for the guy. Whether you think he can trade or not, I do not fucking care. That being said, when we were here, he posted a tweet like signed being like Bitcoin will trade at $100. Like, and it was like the literal bottom. Okay? So the fact that he's saying that again now, I don't know. I just don't really buy it. And if Bitcoin eventually does die and, he goes, I told you so. It's like, okay, but it's done. It went up fucking 10,000% in the last, 5 years. So like, like if you go back to even just here, let's say Bitcoin goes to zero. You can't deny that it went up 2,000% since your last bearish call. You know what I mean? So I don't agree with him. I still got mad respect for him, but I disagree. I know the neck is worth 50 mil though, so no worries. Buddy, if I was worth $50 million, I would not be doing this right now. Let me promise you. FTX was a kick in the fucking pants for me financially, unfortunately, but we fucking simply have to make it back. We spend so much time talking about other people here these days instead of focusing on the neck. I know everyone should be focusing. Look at this goddamn thing. I look like a goddamn brontosaurus. Like, what the fuck? Like, the traps too, bro? Come on now. Why? Stake, 100K a month. Rollbit, 100K a month. Let's go. Who else is doing it like this? Nobody. Hey, Mayne. Hope you are doing great, mate. Love your content. If this were your first cycle and you had 25K, how would you do it? Speaking purely hypothetically, I would probably look to farm airdrops. I would try and get into communities and circles where they talk about new coins and things like that. Because with 25K, let's assume you just buy one Bitcoin. Let's assume in the next cycle, Bitcoin goes to 200K. If you bought one at 25K, yeah, you've did you've done an 8x, right, on your money, which is amazing. Now your 25K is 200K. That's awesome, right? But if you're trying to turn 25K into 2 million or something like that, you're not going to get that by just buying spot Bitcoin or Ethereum. You could buy some Bitcoin. I would probably buy more Ethereum than Bitcoin just from a cost basis and potential upside. And then, yeah, if you know how to trade, you can try and trade it up, but the likelihood of you outperforming something that could go up 5 to 10x, probably pretty low. Farm airdrops. There's lots of free money given out on things like Friend Tech and new coins and things like that. Get in communities where they're talking about new coins, try and stay up to date on narratives and get into some coins early and spread those bets around and maybe don't make one. I personally wouldn't try and make one concentrated bet. I'd try and throw several darts, but yeah, that's what I would do. Man, let's just make a crypto casino exchange. If I knew how to do that, bro, I would. Which lesson is my favorite ICT lesson? Probably the ones around the market maker model. I'm going to be working on a video about that eventually. That I think will be very helpful. What's the neck workout like, bro? Honestly, it's genetics. Like my brother growing up always was like, your fucking neck is so thick. I don't know. But it's genetics. And then obviously I used to do a lot of deadlifting, a lot of shrugs, a lot of overhead press, right? Overhead press, things like that. But my workouts are very basic now. I'm around 200. I'm a like decently big dude. Usually people meet me in person and they're like, oh, you're a lot bigger than I thought. Like I'm 6'1". And I'm like 210 right now. All right, guys. So someone said USD JPY. So, right, if you are trading this is the inverse of my analysis here, right? Because if I want the dollar to go up for this to go down, the dollar and this are positively correlated. So when the dollar is bullish, right, look at the dollar. Here's the bottom on the dollar, July 17th. Where's the bottom on this USD JPY move? July 17th, right? So these are positively correlated assets. So if you want to be bullish on this, it's very similar to the dollar. You're going to want to see the dollar trade higher. If the dollar breaks out to the upside, like I had mentioned, up into here, we're going to see both USD JPY and USD CAD rip. Now, this is a fucking trade that I'm so annoyed about because dollar ripped last week and this went down. So there's going to be periods of time where that positive correlation falls out of sync. It's not always going to be one-to-one. So I got stopped out on that one. I still do think that this trades higher. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up as a weekly SFP here. And then I'll be looking to get long on dollar CAD again. But yeah, if you want to be bullish on USD JPY, I'm looking at the dollar to pull back a little. Well, great. You could look at this to pull back a little as well. Right? So you have demand here. You have some lows right above it there. Maybe if the dollar's going to pull back down to here, I would like to see USD JPY pull back down to this area and then both of them to continue higher. I'm always afraid to get into new groups for new coins because of scams. Who knows if the group's legit? Most of the groups aren't legit. Most of the coins are scams. The only way you're going to know is do your own research, try and make smart decisions, right? And you got to get, part of it's luck, right? But you got to make friends, make connections, you know, and things like that. Like that's not my forte. I like to trade, buy and sell, red button, green button, right? But there's other people whose entire system is about, you know, getting into shit early and trading shit coins and, you know, getting something in, getting to 2x and then getting the fuck out and then finding the next one. Pwn Lord on Twitter is a good person to follow for that. He's a friend of mine. He's got a Discord. You can tell him I sent you. I lost my gains physically and financially. Sad life. You can get it back, bro. Build it back. Build it fucking back, boys. I'm not gonna lie. I look kind of handsome in this light. What do I mean by that? When it's darker and harder to see, I look better. It's amazing. I should just only go out at nighttime because that's when I look the best. Can't see the fucking bags under my eyes and just how patchy and gross my actual facial hair is and how pasty white. I'm like a goddamn vampire from Twilight. I'm so fucking pasty. I'm going to go on Twitter and follow people that know shitcoins like Sivo and others. But didn't like Sivo tell everyone to buy banana coin and then it fucking rugged? Like everyone's got fucking issues, right? No one's perfect. Do your own research. Don't trust strangers on the internet. That would be my non-financial advice. All right, guys. So that's all I got for you this week. Not this week, but today. I'm back for... I'm back home for a while here. I got no trips for the next couple of weeks. I am working on some pretty cool stuff. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but I'm working on some pretty cool stuff. So stay tuned. Something is super stealth. Not letting you guys know yet, but as you guys know, I am working on this kind of indicator as well that will map out order blocks, SFPs, breakers, fair value gaps, and it will show you where to enter based on how I trade. So like if you look at gold here, like up here, that short that I took or that I said I was going to take. So here's your 12-hour SFP. This red box, as you can see from here up to here, is your 12-hour breaker zone. There's your break and market structure. There's your entry trigger. Stop up here. And it actually will map all of it for you. And it will show you the like the actual entry and all that shit. And then it actually will show you the statistics. So based on the H12, H1 strategy, since 2019, this has returned 62%. And it's got a strike rate of about 34%, which is pretty decent, right? But this is based on a minimum of 2.5R. right? So you can do this across, any different asset here, and you can change the execution time frame, and it will show you all that shit. Like Bitcoin here, it caught a short over here, I think, right here. That paid out 2R. So this has done 80% since February 1st of 2023 with a hit rate of 44%. Not bad for a 12. So I'm still working on this. It's still in beta. I know some of you guys are in the beta testing group. So we'll hopefully have this buttoned up and ready to release soon. This is not like a fucking thing that gives you signals. It just shows you the types of things that I look for in trades, and it shows you, it doesn't mean if you see it take a trade, you should fucking take that trade, obviously. But yeah, this is still something that we're working on, and hopefully get this out to you soon. I'm working on that with Trader ZS1, not Trader SZ. And I got something else I'm working on that's still stealth mode, but I will let you guys know about that soon. Obviously, if you want more from me, you want to know more, you guys know where to find me. Find me in Discord, find me in Telegram, find me on fucking FriendTech, buy my goddamn FriendTech. I'm at half an ETH. I'm in a lot of groups on FriendTech. I've bought a bunch of different people and sold them and bought them. I don't understand what some of these guys who are at 1.5 ETH, 2 ETH are fucking doing that I'm not doing. But it just seems like a bunch of AMAs, and I'm in there, I'm answering questions and shit. So, and then obviously, if you want to see even more of me, you can find me in the Haven, and information for that's in the description of this video. All right, guys. So appreciate the time as always. Love you guys.